Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Young Woman and the Sea, and this is probably the least advertised Disney movie I've ever seen, and this is a live-action biopic from Disney about Gertrude, or Trudy Ederle, who is famously the first woman to swim across the English Channel and breaking records along the way. And this is indeed your by-the-numbers kind of underdog biopic. That sports movie where how can they possibly win this or reach this feat? And they find it in themselves through bravery and hard work and determination to do it. That's the story. Along the way, there's a lot about family. We have Ederle's connection with her sister, her father, her mother, and they're all different kinds of dynamics, her coach back home, and all of these kinds of relationships have depth and heart to them. And it's something that really clicks. You have the likes of Kim Bodnia, who plays her father, Tilda Cobham Harvey, who plays her sister. And it's one of those kinds of experiences where each of these relationships add a little depth to who Trudy is, and Daisy Ridley kills it. She's fantastic in this role. She's magnetic, she's charming, she has so many great moments. She has some nice zingers at some of the people who are putting themselves, the patriarchy, in the middle of her trying to break down barriers. And speaking of the patriarchy, there's a couple of characters here that very obviously are supposed to be antagonistic to her journey and what she's trying to accomplish. And one is Glenn Fleshler, who's the man who's in the way of her being able to go off to the English Channel, has to prove herself to him, and he's very, very sexist. He doesn't want to see the woman get the vote, wants to be in sports, any of those kinds of things. She also has to deal with her first big professional coach, like Chris Eccleston, who's so obnoxiously, obviously antagonistic. He even has a mustache, twirling it around. He doesn't twirl it, but he might as well. And all of those like really cliche ways that they're just really getting in the way of her growth and her determination. And it's very by the numbers. There's not a lot of depth there. It's just, hey, men hated women and didn't want them to do things, and it's like very simplistic approach to it. I do like the relationship she develops with Stephen Graham's character, who's the one who really guides her on this journey. I think Joaquin Ronin, who directs this film, brings a bit of charm. It's well shot. It's not particularly dynamic or interesting in too many different ways, but it's a really well shot, put together film that looks like they utilize their budget in a more intelligent kind of way than it seems like a lot of people do these days. And this film is really working on this inspiring story, and just inspiring and full of conflict and determination, and it's something we can get behind. It's a truly inspiring story, and it hits all the beats that you want to see from a film like this. Doesn't add too many extras, but there's heart, there's charm to it, and Daisy Ridley is great. And this is a fine film that puts a spotlight on an athlete that certainly deserves the attention all of these years later. And this story is almost 100 years old, and it still resonates today. But those are my thoughts on Young Woman and the Sea. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.